All your officials of tonight's undercard are appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control. Your steward in charge, Lord Brooks of Tremorpa. Your matchmaker for the evening, Frank Turner at London. At ringside, Ian Dark, Glenn McCrory. In the studio, Richard Keys and Steve Collins. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a featherweight contest at 9 stone over 12 3-minute rounds for the WBO Pentacontinental Featherweight title. Your judges at ringside, Dave Paris of London, Billy Rafferty of Scotland, Larry O'Connell of Kent, your timekeeper, Ivor Campbell of Swansea, and your Pentacontinental Superintendent in charge, George Yoshinaga of California, your referee for the contest, Roy Francis of Kent. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting and introducing to you in the red corner with those red shorts, with a professional record of 15 wins and 2 draws from 28 contests, 5 coming inside the distance. From Swansea, the challenger for the title, Peter Harris. And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent in the blue corner with the white shorts with 6 wins from 7 contests, 4 inside the distance. He's from Scotland, the reigning WBO Pentacontinental Featherweight Champion, Wilson Docherty. And the weigh-in today, Peter Harris scaled 9 stone, Docherty 8 stone 13 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, 12 3-minute rounds of boxing. I thank you.
And the winner of this contest could be heading for a fight with Billy Hardy, the British and Commonwealth champion. So there's plenty at stake here for both of these 2 fighters. The referee, the experienced Roy Francis, giving final instructions. Docherty, on the left of the picture, he was a Commonwealth bronze medalist back in 1986 in Edinburgh, in Scotland. Comes from the mining village of Condorat, where plenty of good young fighters have been discovered, and the experienced Peter Harris, a pro for 11 years now. He'll have the home support here in the red trunks, Harris, from Swansea. He's 32, Docherty's 26.
On paper, it's a very good matchup. The experience of Harris.
Good start by Docherty. In sharp. Docherty with the white trunks, remember, here. Two good little professionals here. Harris has been around a long time, former British champion.
Harris has scored with a couple of very nice jabs. He's got a nice rhythm to them.
It's in the featherweight division, that's 9 stone. Harris right on that limit at the weigh-in, and Docherty a pound inside. Fast hands from Docherty. Already holds this title. It's early in his professional career, though. This only his 8th professional fight. Long amateur career, though, so he's got a lot of rounds under his belt.
He has, and he's 26, so he's a mature man, so he should be all right.
Harris caught off balance by the right hand. It wasn't landed with any great force, not particularly troubled by it. Good elusive boxing there from Harris, making Docherty miss twice with the jab.
Harris also slipped that nice little neat left hook downstairs very well.
Well past his 30th birthday, Harris, but giving the impression in the build-up to the fight that he's still got plenty of ambition and drive and desire. Good opportunity, this one, for him to claw his way back to somewhere near the top domestically. Good skills on view already in this first round.
There is. Both boxers look very sharp.
Sharp right from Docherty right at the end of the round. They give each other a knowing smile. Now let's check on the rules for this contest. There are 3 judges scoring. Billy Rafferty, Dave Paris and Larry O'Connell. Roy Francis, the referee. There we are. 10-point must system. That means the winner of every round will be given 10 points mandatory. The loser, usually 9. Maybe something less than that if there's a knockdown. The 3 knockdown rule is in effect. That's if there's 3 knockdowns in any round, that constitutes an automatic stoppage. Those are the main points for you. Everything else pretty standard. There is the 26-year-old champion. He's a big friend of Pat Clinton, the former WBO flyweight champion. Nice stylist, Scottish champion as an amateur. Holds a win over Robbie Regan from these parts. Very good flyweight, European champion. Boxed in 3 European championships as well. Docherty now being paid for his punching. Docherty in the white, Harris in red. Not a lot to choose between them in that opening round, was there, Glenn?
It wasn't. Very, very close. Both men using the jabs well. Both men got the center of the ring. A nice opening contest, but I think everybody thought on paper it was going to be that sort of contest. It was going to be a tough one with some good boxing.
Docherty just upping the tempo a little at the start of this second round. Oh, that's a really good right hand from Wilson Docherty.
It was a nice combination he threw in, but it was the right hand at the finish which landed. That's a good point in boxers. A lot of them don't throw combinations. And Docherty missed with the first few, but the last one connected.
Neither of these renowned as what you'd call big concussive punchers, but good technicians, both of them. So the likelihood is here we'll have a victory either by late stoppage or points. That's what you'd expect anyway. Little warning from Roy Francis to keep the heads up. This Harris has been with some good men, hasn't he, Glenn, as well, down the years?
He has some very good men. Steve Robinson, Paul Hodgkinson.
Ray Minus Jr., world-class fighter John Feeney, the former British champion, and Antoine Montero, who's a former European champion. Been around. Docherty will have started favourite, though. Good straight right from Docherty through the middle there. Harris being made to eat the jab, as they say in the boxing trade.
Both guys getting through with their shots. Harris is coming back with left hooks. Looks a nice shot to the body.
Has this little habit, Docherty, you'll notice sometimes when he makes Harris miss, a little smile plays around his lips.
Right, stand back. Box on. Stop on.
Welcome back to Cardiff's International Arena. Chris Eubank in his latest title defense against Sam Story at about 9:15. Action from the second round of this WBO Pentacontinental Featherweight Championship fight. Wilson Docherty in the white shorts.
That was a good combination from Docherty. He threw these 4 punches there, 3 of which missed, but the last punch, the right hand, was a good one.
So far, Docherty may be just having the better of this. 10 years ago, Peter Harris was fighting the likes of Keith Wallace, who was very high profile at the time and won a Commonwealth Championship. All his fights were on the television, but Harris beat him on points. That was in 1984. Good win for him. 4 years later, he was British champion, beating Kevin Taylor. Lost it to the world-class Paul Hodkinson. Harris looking for those body shots, but I think they're just hitting the elbows of Docherty there for the moment.
Yes, but it's a good shot. He throws it nice and short, seems to get a bit of power behind it. Docherty will have to be careful.
Normally a good, durable, resilient kind of fighter, Harris. Knows his way around in there. But he's up against the talented young stylist here in Docherty. A lot of Harris's punches landing on the gloves of Docherty. Just looking to taunt him a bit there, wasn't he?
Docherty's trying to force things, trying to get there first, but there's some good defensive work, some good countering from Harris.
He caught him with that left, but really Harris was skipping away from it, just rode the punch cleverly. Coming back pretty well. Docherty taking the fight to Harris. He's doing more in this round, Harris, isn't he?
He is. He's countering very well. He's just making Docherty miss, using good head movement and countering well. You see it there, some nice sharp work.
Yeah, Harris's round, I think. Welcome back to Cardiff, which is extravagantly described in tonight's program as the Las Vegas of British boxing. That's quite a claim. I'm sure Cardiff wants to be like Las Vegas for those of us who've been there, but I take the point. There have been a lot of big fights in Cardiff lately, including, of course, the Frank Bruno-Lennox Lewis affair. This is the fourth round of this one. In the red trunks, the former British champion, Peter Harris, 32 years of age. Wilson Docherty in the white at 26. Quite close, this two so far. If you're just tuning in, Chris Eubank against Sam Story, the world title fight, due off at about 9:30. We'll have all the action for you live in between times here, including the build-up to that Eubank fight. Docherty working well behind his jab. And the right hand was a good one too. Docherty just re-establishing himself a little bit in this fourth round.
Yes, but Harris is quite confident, quite a good defense. You know, he's not scared to stand there and just move his head.
Now smart defense from Harris. Told you they were both good technicians, these. I think you've seen that already. Quite switched on, Harris, by the way. Usually they have a rules meeting before fights like this where they discuss the rules. Most fighters send along one of the trainers or their manager, but Harris insisted on going along himself and discussing it all. And then just keep the punches up. Roy Francis telling Docherty and repeating the instruction then to Harris.
Harris took the low shot, but just before that one, he got hit with a good right hand in the body. And Docherty's really looking for it. He's landed with it several times.
Clever defensive work and counter-punching by Harris. He's making Docherty miss a lot, absorbing bout, this. There's the countdown. Last few seconds of the round. Nice body shot and head shot too from Harris, who's a cagey enough pro to know to step it up in the last 30 seconds of the round. That's the last impression the judges will have. Building up nicely, this one. Now then, let's go backstage. Chris Eubank is with Gary Norman.
Chris, I don't know if you've seen the papers today. There was some adverse publicity with regard to the comment you made about Watson. Did you pay any attention to that today?
I don't read the papers, at least not on fight day.
So, no relevance to that, but your mood for this fight at the moment?
As always, I'm just, I'll take it in my stride. You know, I have it in mind to do the best I can.
There's been people calling for you to do a little bit more. You've expressed the intention that you'll do what you need to do. Will we see the usual Chris Eubank?
The usual? What is the usual Chris Eubank? I don't even know what I'm going to do. You know, I surprise myself sometimes. It could be an explosive performance, and it could be just another 12 rounds points win.
But you'll get the job done?
Well, one way or the other, the objective is to win and not to lose.
We're with you, thanks.
Thank you.
He wasn't giving too much away, was he? Eubank against Story, live at 9:30, and Eubank's theatrical ring entrance sometime just after 9:15. Stick around, live on Sky Sports from Cardiff. Fifth round of this one, the WBO's Pentacontinental Featherweight Championship, which in itself is not a particularly meaningful title. What it does do, though, is pave the way probably to a British and Commonwealth Championship fight against Billy Hardy for the winner here. So in that respect, it is important.
And a good fight this is as well, Ian. Two thinking boxers in there, two very technical boxers. And we're seeing a good display. Both men coming back with good shots. I think in the last round I just had Docherty just nib it. He just did a little bit more. But a very good fight.
Harris still looking quite composed in there, though, taking the right hand this time from Docherty. Been very positive, isn't he, Docherty, all night?
He is. If there's one criticism, I think, in the rounds, a pattern that he's doing is he's starting every round very well, but in the last 30 seconds, he just shuts up shop a little bit and lets Harris steal the eye a little bit. Harris does very well in the last 30 seconds.
One of the judges for this one, by the way, Dave Paris, will be referee later on for Chris Eubank against Sam Story.
Right back, close to you.
Docherty's had his problems in the past with hand injuries, which have restricted his professional appearances. Obviously no problems in that regard tonight. Certainly making Harris fight at a pretty fast pace here, isn't he?
He is. It's a good pace, but Harris keeps coming out with good counters. And there's a lot of good work coming in. You know, you see good body shots. You know, it's a very technical fight. This is real good work.
One problem that Harris has to watch out for is cuts. He's often been troubled by those. Right hand, thuds in from Docherty. He's just outworking Harris maybe in this round so far anyway. Last 30 seconds. Let's see if what you were on about, Glenn, repeats itself here. Docherty shutting shop, or does he keep up the tempo?
Right, stand right back. Right back, over you. Watch your head. Watch your head.
Warning from the referee about use of the heads from both boxers. Roy Francis always impresses me, very firm referee. No doubt who's in charge in there. Welcome back to Cardiff. Wilson Docherty defending his Pentacontinental Featherweight Championship here, and I think he probably took that last round. What do you think, Glenn?
I think he did. He did cleaner work, good start. He's getting into the fight more and more.
Docherty in the white trunks there on the left of your picture, the 26-year-old Scot. Scotland v Wales here. Harris's record so far reads 15 wins, 11 defeats, 2 draws, but he's rather better than that record suggests. Docherty just the 1 defeat so far. That was in South Africa against Anton Gilmore 13 months ago. He's won 6, best of them against Paul Harvey when he won this title. And Roy Francis this time telling Harris to keep the punches up, son.
Again, Docherty landing with that jab well, but Harris, as always, he's ready to counter, very fast counters.
Docherty being told there not to hold the head.
Again, in this round, Docherty just getting off first. He's the one who's looking to lead all the time.
You can see why he was such a good amateur, can't you?
Right, stand back.
Busy Docherty, works well behind his jab. Might be 32, Harris, but the reflexes are quite clearly there too. I look at the way he's just slipping punches cleverly.
Yes, the reflexes are very good. I mean, that shows a lot of confidence as well, because he'll stand right in front of his opponent, move his head.
Docherty's finding it very, very hard indeed to land cleanly in this round.
What Docherty's got to do, he's constantly going for Harris's head, and Harris has very good head movement, so he's got to maybe try and aim his shots now for Harris's chest and Harris's body. It's a bigger target.
Again, watch the use of the heads. They touch gloves. Well, Docherty doesn't want to do it. It's a sporting contest. Again, body shots. It's interesting this round. Docherty's thrown much more leather, but I reckon Harris might have landed more. Now then, let's go backstage again. Sam Story this time with Gary Norman.
Sam, undoubtedly the biggest night of your life. How are you feeling?
Not too bad at the moment. I actually feel better now than what I have been all week. I'm just quite happy that it's now is the time, and let's get it on, you know.
Eubank's just told me that he doesn't really know what he's going to do when he gets in the ring. What will your tactics be?
I don't know either. Well, if he doesn't know, I don't know.
Surely you must have a game plan. Are you going to sort of take it to him, or just see what he does and take it from there?
Yeah, we'll see what he does and we'll take it from there. Yeah.
But you're confident of victory at the end of the day?
Yeah, I'm confident. I'm fit enough, and once I'm fit enough, I'm always confident.
All right, well, we wish you all the best.
Okay, thank you.
Sam Story, it's the biggest night of his boxing life. He's paid his dues in the sport. He really does deserve his chance. Sam Story. And you could just feel the tension there. Constructive tension, I would suggest as well. 7th round, Harris in the red. Docherty in white here, and not an awful lot in this, I would suggest, Glenn, at the moment.
No, I would agree with you, and I thought in the last round I would just give it to Harris. I just thought he, as you said before, went to the dressing room, that he just landed with the better shots.
Docherty still looking to take the fight to Harris, flicking out his jab all the time. And Harris looking to do his work mainly on the counter. He's setting himself a bit more for his punches as well, isn't he?
Yes,
Harris. They look a bit more solid, don't they?
They do. He's getting a lot of leverage, especially in them body shots.
Talked about what a good amateur Docherty was. Harris himself was an ABA semi-finalist as long ago as 1981 when he lost to Peter Hanlon, who, if memory serves me right, used to be a postman.
Docherty now using his boxing skills. Liking to move around the ring a little bit more, flicking out that jab, flicking out some sharp little right hands. Not a great deal of power in the punches, but a nice boxing display.
And he's using the in and out tactics now, Docherty. Getting in range, flicking out his jab, scoring a couple of times, getting away again. Roy Francis has had plenty to say in there. He's on his bike a bit more now, Docherty, isn't he?
He is. He's using the skills that brought him many amateur successes.
It's quite smart, this, as well, because he's just giving Harris something else to think about, a change of strategy.
Yes, that's a good idea. Just change the tempo a little bit, move around, get Harris a little bit confused. He stood in front of Harris all the time, used that jab. Now he's starting to give him a few angles, make him think a little bit more.
When you get two technicians as good as this, sometimes it's a bit like a chess match. The one trying to draw the other in to some kind of error, and Harris will have to just go looking for Docherty a wee bit more maybe now.
Harris is now starting to switch that good left hook to the body, to the head, and he's having some success. There's a couple of nice shots caught Docherty.
Harris winks at Docherty as the round ends. Saturday night in Cardiff and Sunday afternoon live on Sky Sports in Liverpool at Anfield. Big match, that one. Liverpool against Arsenal, live on Sky Sports tomorrow afternoon. And we're on the air at 3 o'clock for that one, don't miss it. Chris Eubank coming up here live later on after this fight. Wilson Docherty in the white shorts against Peter Harris for the WBO's Pentacontinental Featherweight Championship. Good fight it is too. Interestingly, Docherty in his professional career before tonight had boxed only 40 rounds, Harris 225. Now Docherty getting to work.
Big change in tactics again from Docherty. This time, no boxing, straight to work.
And looking for the body shots here. I think Harris was just a little hurt in there somewhere as well. No sign of any cuts damage yet for Harris. He'll be pleased about that. It's troubled him often enough in the past. But this is a big round so far for Docherty. Very, very positive.
Yes, and he's doing very well. It's a good idea, I think, to go to the body, because Harris moves his head so well.
And Harris has got to match this tempo, match this work rate of the younger champion. It's a fight, really, that neither can afford to lose. So early in Docherty's professional career, he wants to go onwards and upwards, and no reason, really, why he shouldn't do that. And Harris would be a very, very good name to put on his record. Good, significant test. Don't hold, says Roy Francis to Docherty. Good ref, isn't he, Roy Francis?
He is very good. He doesn't say too much. He just says enough. You know, his commands, you know, are very good. Doesn't stand for a lot of nonsense. Just goes straight in there and says what he's got to say.
Harris warned about his head. This is Docherty's round so far. He started it big. It's the 8th round, due to go 12. Well, Docherty's round again, that he might be pulling away a little bit at the moment. Now then, there they are, left of the picture. Sam Story, the 31-year-old from Belfast, challenger on the right. Eubank warming up now in the dressing room for another night in the office. Story, a 6-1 underdog. Those shots live from the dressing rooms at the moment. And if you're just tuning in, and apologies if you've already heard this, the Eubank Story fight is about 9:30. Spoke to Sam Story in his hotel yesterday. He seemed relaxed and confident. A man who was on the verge of retiring a few weeks ago until the phone rang from Barry Hearn. Ninth round. Harris red, Docherty white. Docherty on my scorecard now in front. How about you, Glenn McCrory?
Yes, I've got him in front, and I've got him pulling away a little bit now.
I've given him the last couple of rounds.
Yes, definitely the last couple. The last one was good. He changed tactics well. He really went for it in the first minute of the fight. Some good body shots. In the round previous, he did the exact opposite with a good boxing display. So he's shown a lot of his skills.
Yeah, I must say, that's what's impressed me, I think, most about him, his ability to change strategies and approaches as he's gone along. He's thinking through the fight, isn't he?
That's right, and you know, bear in mind, he's so inexperienced in the pro game. That's very good. It's very good when you've got your wits about you so much and you're trying to change your game plan mid-fight.
You do see some young prospects, and occasionally it looks as if they've only got a plan A. Good countering right from Docherty as well there. Harris has work to do at this point. Harris has had a comeback of some sort this year already. He's regained his old Welsh featherweight championship. This is a much bigger fish to fry. Just seemed to lose his footing there for a moment, Docherty. Don't know if there's a wet patch somewhere on there. Now, Roy Francis has told them umpteen times now about watching the heads coming close together. I think he will have gone in there knowing about Harris's problem with cuts. Luckily, that hasn't intervened. It would be a shame if it had to depend on a cut, wouldn't it, this now?
It would be. It's been a very good contest, some good boxing skills.
Just a bit of puffiness underneath the left eye of Docherty, no more than that, just looking a little bit red. But he does have those high cheekbones anyway. Oh, right hand was a good one from Harris. That was the punch of the round.
Good sharp punch there, so his reflexes are still very good.
Welcome back. The International Arena in Cardiff, setting for stage 2 of Chris Eubank's World Tour, which is due next to go to South Africa. Meanwhile, in the ring, there's that really good right hand from Harris.
It was good. He was nice and sharp there. I still think I give the round to Docherty. He did the better work, but that was a good combination from Harris.
Now, you and I are going to have to disagree on that last one. I've got it even, but that's what makes the world go round, isn't it? 10th round. Peter Harris from Swansea with the red hair and red trunks. His brother Michael was a British title contender twice.
What's the head?
There are only 3 rounds of this left. Docherty, I would think, would be ahead on most scorecards, but that's only us guessing. It's one of the fascinations of boxing, of course, that you don't actually know until the end how the judges are scoring it.
Especially in fights like this, where they're still very close, and judges see fights different ways. Some score for aggression, some score for more punches. Some think them punches aren't hard enough and don't score certain punches.
The feeling here is that Harris could do with a biggish round to set himself up for the last couple. Docherty's only ever had one 12-rounder. Harris has had a couple. Oh, right hand. And he was a sucker for that one, Docherty. Again, Harris throwing his jab through the middle. Not a bad round, this one, so far, for the challenger, Peter Harris. And he made Docherty miss with all of those.
He is. He's still moving his head very well in close. Good defensive work.
No cagey old campaign. It wasn't a bad uppercut, was it, either?
He's still putting up an argument in this fight, Ian.
Very much so. Last 20 seconds, round 10. Harris isn't done with yet here. I certainly have him winning this round so far as well. He's done the better punching. He's made Docherty miss with an awful lot. Yep, I think that's Harris's round, no question. One of the best he's had. Welcome back to Cardiff. Well, in that last round, Wilson Docherty left himself a little bit open to the right hand at one point from Harris. There we are.
A good shot from Harris, nice and straight, just as Docherty was coming in.
11th round. Well, can Peter Harris claw this back? We have him behind still, but he's putting up quite a challenge now. He's had a little bit of a nick by the left eye of Harris. Have a closer look. It might have been an optical illusion under the lights. Nothing serious. Yes, there is a little bit of a cut developing. It's to the side of the eye. It's probably too late to be a real factor in the fight. But Docherty's seen it and has targeted it.
Yes, there's a nice right hand that went in. When he seen the blood, he just looked to step up a gear.
blood starting to flow by that left eye now of Harris, but nothing serious at all. It's not obscuring his vision. Harris finished his last fight back in May, cut over both eyes. Haven't been the same kind of problem for him tonight. He'll be grateful for that. And Docherty still looks fresh and eager, doesn't he?
He does, he looks good. Just look at little patch for Harris. He's landing with a few good shots. Trying to get a bit of pressure on Docherty.
It's the 11th of 12 rounds. Now, we thought this would be a good little contest, and it's proved to be exactly that. Crowd enjoying it here.
Good right hand to the body from Docherty. Harris still moving that head well. Good reflexes.
Referee won't score, by the way, here. Harris has come back strongly in this round. Again, a little smile plays by his lips. Almost looks as if he's relishing this one. Good battle between them. There's a kind of fusion of the spirits between the fighters in good little contests like this one. Now then, Eubank Story. Now, these are the odds. Now, there we are, 100 to 1 for Story to win in the first round, the second, third, or the fourth. Overall, Story is 6 to 1. You can't get a bet on Eubank around here at the moment. The bookies don't want to give money away. They think Eubank is white hot to win. On points, Eubank 11 to 10 on. That might not be a bad bet. His last 9 have gone to points wins. That could be the best bet, I think. Story 13 to 2 against to win on points. The draw is 40 to 1. Well, they've been close-ish, haven't they? A lot of Eubank's fights. It's the final round here. They touch gloves. And a little pat on the head as well from Wilson Docherty for Peter Harris. I think both of these two, over the course of these 11 rounds, Glenn, have gained a great mutual respect for each other's skills.
I think they have. Certainly Docherty is getting a lot of experience. This is a very good fight for him. He's learning an awful lot in this fight. You know, he's getting the experience of Harris. And Harris has boxed very well. He's given away very little every time Docherty's landing with good shots. Harris has scrambled back, thrown his own combinations.
Last 3 minutes. Might it prove decisive on the scorecards? Harris putting everything in here. There's certainly not been any sign here of the older man tying up late, has there?
No, he's certainly been in very good condition. You can tell, you know, the way he's counted, the way his reflexes have been. You know, that's got to be a man who's in good shape.
Blood by the nose of Harris as well now. Docherty just looking a little marked around the face himself as well, though. No cuts as such. There might be a bit of blood by his nose too. And a good finish by Harris.
It has been. He's just managed to get in, throw his shots, and then use his defense.
But is it enough, Glenn?
For me, it's not enough to win the fight. I think it might be enough to win the last round.
Oh, the heads coming dangerously close together there. referee's been warning them all night about that as well. It's one of those rounds again where Docherty's found it hard to land anything very clean, and maybe the better work has come from Harris in this last round. I think it's close-ish, this, but I tend to go with you, Glenn. I think maybe Docherty a narrow winner, but you never know.
We certainly don't. It's been a good fight, and we're getting a good finish.
Excellent contest. A bell goes to end it. The embrace between the two of them. Harris holds his hands up. He thinks he might have got it. Docherty's doing the same. This is all, well, part of the psychological ploy, really. Well, I think it was pretty close in the end. I have Docherty a 1-point winner. Meanwhile, now there's the Chris Eubank dressing room. Let's open. Let's have a look inside. There he is, primed for action.
He looks in fabulous shape, as he always does.
And there they are, putting the... They are going to make him shine and gleam under the lights. He's only sparred for about a week for this contest, but of course the last one was only about 6 weeks ago, so he has just ticked over, done his work, but actual sparring just 1 week. Yeah, Mr. Universe stuff, isn't it, really, that?
It certainly is. It's funny because some trainers don't believe in doing that. Some trainers do oil the fighter up, make them nice and slippery, and some don't do it. They think it's you know, it doesn't allow the skin to breathe, so others don't believe in it.
Still waiting for the decision here in the ring on this Pentacontinental Featherweight Championship fight. A close one here. Harris coming back quite late. I've got Docherty the winner by 1 point. Glenn, how do you got it?
I've got it by 2 points.
And agonizingly for the fighters, it's taking time. Has Docherty held on to this title? We'll soon know. Here it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, while we're waiting for the judges' scorecards, your appreciation, please, for a very tough and sporting contest. Both boxers, Peter Harris, Wilson Docherty.
And they're still collating those scorecards. It seems an eternity, this. It's not the slickest piece of administration I've ever seen at ringside, I have to say. Here he comes now. I think. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. Judge Billy Rafferty scores the contest 115 to 114. Judge Larry O'Connell scores the contest 117 to 112. And Judge Dave Paris scores the contest 116 to 113. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner and still the WBO Pentacontinental Featherweight
Wilson
Champion,
Docherty
Wilson
has
Docherty,
kept it. Harris does not look happy. I think he thinks he did enough to win that. Two of the judges scored it quite big by 3 points and 5 points. I must say I agree with Billy Rafferty. I thought there was not much in it. Docherty is still a champion after an excellent contest here.
Thank you, Ian.